Hey, how's it all going? It's Coyd here again, come to taunt the living bejesus out of another dungeon. We're going for STK Part 3. Running on Elite, no Rogue, no Evasion, no Hiling, no problem, man. Alright, so let's see how we do this thing, alright? Once again, give yourself a good buffing. You can see I'm carrying all of the stuff I'm going to need to be able to get this done without a hireling or a trapper on a character that doesn't have evasion. And it's got some pretty average UMD, but we'll cover that as we go. So same sort of trick as before, we're going to go invisible, we're going to haste, and we're going to run past a heap of stuff that we don't have to do in this dungeon. At this point here, I'll go for my secret door clicky. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get a perception bonus on the XP for doing bugger all, just running past a few doors. This is the first fight here that we actually have to do. There's two ways to do this. You can actually go through that secret door, which will actually get you round to the other side. Or, as I prefer to do, once I wake up, is get a projectile weapon, whether it be a thrower, which I generally carry on every character, or a bow and arrow, and drop your drawbridge that way. And then you'll be hitting this fight, and on the other side there is another secret door, which is the way you could have gone, around the outside. So I've got a perception bonus there just for picking up those two with the secret door clicky. You're going to keep to your left-hand side through all these corridors. There's quite a few traps, but none of them are going to get us if we just skirt the door. You've got a couple of spawn fights here that you do have to do. And then we come up to the bit where many people die. There's no real need for it. At level 6 you've got access to resist pots that are good for 20 points. Right, so good idea to go get those. I think I get them from my boat vendor. I can't remember which house does them, whether you get them in the 12 or in house B. It'll be one of those. And of course in house J you can pick up the protection pots, which are good for 120 points of elemental protection. Now you can see this guy's trying to get his expeditious retreat on with his scroll, but the arcane failure's just playing merry hell with me. I gave up and used the clicky. So get your fire resist, your acid resist, your fire protect, your acid protect. Once you've got those, drop your heroism pot. Bring out the secret weapon, which is the bunny hat. If you're not aware of this item, that's it there. It's good for a +3 to UMD at all times in an unslotted item. So you don't have to use up a slot for it. Whenever you're using a scroll, it will automatically add +3 to your UMD, which will allow you to do things like run up a cold shield. That's obviously a 50% reduction to your fire damage. So between that, the resist and the protection, this trap, no problem, buddy. Just cruise on through. We don't need a rogue, we don't need evasion. Roll the one on that hold, he's going to firebomb me. Still not a problem. Long enough to get out and take care of this turkey. Get across the top here and take care of all these turkeys who are going to keep bombing you. And you don't really need to go to the end. But there's a collectible there. And I want my collectible. All my collectibles. I always get the collectible. I'm a pack rat. I can't help it. I got to get it, alright? So that's pretty much the hardest part done. And as you saw, we didn't need a rogue, we didn't need evasion, no worries whatsoever. There is going to be another bout of some similar action coming up. Just going to get our levers. Don't get your third lever until you've cleared the area, otherwise you get the mob from the other side of the gate at the same time. So do 2 of your levers, clear everyone out, including this turkey that keeps trying to hold me over here. I'm going to ding him, and he's helpless. How do you like it? Now we're going to go get that third lever. At this point, you can invis here, haste up and run. You don't need to do any more fighting until the end fight. It's been a while, it's been maybe 6 months since I've done the dungeon, so it didn't occur to me at the time that I could have done that. Could have saved myself 40 seconds, close to a minute. Again, yeah, don't really need to do that. Now this is a fun bit. There's a nasty fire trap here, but if you get up on the ledge, on the left hand side, don't attempt to go over the drawbridge. The fire trap will cook the enemies for you, like so. And that's a whole heap of fighting you don't have to do, and again, you don't need to worry about that trap. Just get up on that ledge. Jump clickies if you don't have much in the way of jump, or even a scroll if you don't have any clickies. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to go for our fire protect. I've still got my fire resist running, and then we're going to go for the old cold shield, 50% reduction in fire damage. Going to haste it up, and we're just going to run straight through all this. We're just going to bull through all of the traps and fire down here, and it is doable once you've got that protect, resist and cold shield on elite, no problem. As you can see, we took a bit of damage there, but definitely doable, and that's that. So fairly zergy, but you know, pretty strategic. If you had other people in the party, you'd open up that fire hydrant valve there. Keep to your left, avoid the cold trap and the spikes. Have a look up there so you can see where it is. And you can invis run from here. I decided to take these turkeys out. And this is where I kind of forgot the dungeon. I should have remembered. At the end of the intersection, you go left. But I went right and triggered a whole heap of mobs that didn't need to be triggered. But I didn't fight them anyway, so I lost a bit of time there. These things happen. I don't have a perfect memory for these things, and that 5-year break I took from the game, I just am not quite as au fait with everything as I used to be, but it's coming back. Surely, slowly, it is coming back. Alright, now we just have our end fight. Easiest way to deal with the end fight is to charge the guy and fight him in the little alcove that he spawns in. That way you avoid getting hammered by the earth elementals. For some reason they won't notice you if you're fighting in the alcove. I've done things a little differently. Probably didn't need to bring this fella out to play, but hey, if you've got the toys, then you may as well play with them, right? And of course, you're always keeping your eye out for the elusive ring of feathers, which does drop in this chest. Some people reckon the loot here is garbage. Look, that weapon I'm using, the Guardian's Dagger, is a Keen ML2 greatsword with a red slot that comes out of the chain reward for Shantu Core. That is like the SOS of the lower levels for paladins and other greatsword users. That alone makes it worth running this series, in my opinion. Though the XP per minute, if you zerg it the way that I have, is outstanding. And it's well worth repeating it on Elite a few times if you want to get ahead on the XP game for the next level. Alright, that was her. Pretty funny stuff. Probably not news to a lot of older players, but for people a bit newer to the game, just to show you can do this dungeon well, reliably, without the rogue, without the party, without evasion. Have a bit of a laugh at the end, I always do. I hope you enjoyed it. Coit out.